Swin Cash, I call her Swin Cash. Swin Cash, I call her Swin Cash. Swin Cash, I call her Swin Cash. Swin Cash.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to my official podcast, She's Got Time. So I'm your host, Swin Cash. Happy to be here. Happy to see this podcast come to fruition and just be in this place of just gratitude and happiness. Just because I have this platform now to be able to address issues, topics, and connect with not only my fan base, but other men and women that are out there that some may be going through the things that I've gone through as a woman, but at the same time, for those guys out there that want to understand us as women more, or the wives, sisters, daughters, this podcast for me is for everybody, but definitely for my ladies, we're targeting you because we want to talk about everything that affects the everyday woman. So I'm not just going to assume you know who I am, right? So let me just give you a little bit of my background, and then let's talk about what this podcast is going to be. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a taste of what we're going to talk about throughout the podcast. So first up, who I am. So like I said, my name is Swin Cash. My full name is Swin Cash Canal. I'm recently married the last 3 years. Shout out to my husband, who is definitely my rock. And I also have a son. His name is Swin Cash Canal. Cutest little thing ever. If you go to my Instagram at Swin Cash or our Facebook page, anywhere, you definitely will see some pictures of him. And yes, he's only 14 months. I know he looks a lot older, but ladies, you know how that is when you're tall, your husband's tall, you're eventually gonna have some big babies. But, for me, I grew up outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I played basketball. My mom's one of 12. I have 75 first cousins. So sports was something that was always a staple in our family. I was able to parlay kind of playing basketball to getting a scholarship to go to the University of Connecticut. Shout out to Title IX because definitely couldn't pay for college tuition. Y'all see these prices right now? I was happy to get that scholarship and be able to continue my education. So went to UConn, graduated from UConn with my degree in communications, a minor in women's studies, and also left there with 2 national championships. It should have been 3, but listen, I'm not even going to get into that. Ruth Riley and I debate that all the time, but it should have been 3. Anyway, I got drafted from UConn, number 2 overall, behind kind of my roommate from college, Sue Bird, who went number 1 to Seattle. I spent 15 years in the WNBA. I was able to win 3 championships, 2 Olympic gold medals, and just have a career that I never thought, to be honest with you, as a young girl, would ever develop into what it was. A lot of that had to do with not only Title IX and getting a scholarship, but also the ability to have a professional league here in the United States in the WNBA that has given me so much and so many opportunities outside of just playing the game. Now I broadcast and I am able to cover men's college basketball, the NBA. I also am able to be in the front office and work with the New York Liberty. So I'm able to stay around the game after 15 years of playing the game. But all that is just due to not only relationship building, but having great people, great mentors around me. So fast forward to where we are today. So if you can all remember a few years ago, that movie came out, Girls Trip, right? And if you haven't seen Girls Trip, shout out to Will Packer. Y'all need to go see that movie. It was unbelievable. And there were so many different women that could relate to having that glossy posse, right? Well, I kept thinking to myself, man, I have these group chats that I'm in, whether it's my girls I grew up with, whether it's the girls that I played ball with, or whether it's just colleagues of mine in the workplace. And we would be talking about all these different issues that affect the everyday woman that we go through. And I kept saying to myself, man, I wish I had a platform or somewhere that I could talk about these issues and really be able to address it with other people and get some feedback, give some inspiration to other women that I know struggle with these things. Well, fast forward to where we are now, and She's Got Time is here. And that's what it's truly about. We're going to cover a lot of different topics, y'all. We're going to talk about things, whether it's being a mom, whether it's being an independent woman, whether it's being a single woman, whether it is dealing with, finances, whether that's dealing with relationships. We're going to talk about business, whether that's in the corporate world, whether that's being a woman that's an entrepreneur and starting our own business. I feel that we all have a common thread as women. And the more that we can talk about and help each other out and inspire and encourage and share information, that's when we're able to lift one another up. And so for me, She's Got Time is totally about all these things. It's not just about Swin Cash and me over here tooting my horn and saying I know everything. Listen, I do not have all the answers, but what I do have is resources. What I do have are friends and colleagues that have gone through a number of things that I plan to bring on the show. Now, everybody wants to know, okay, what celebs are you interviewing? Who's going to be on the show? Listen, we'll definitely have some people coming through the show that you'll probably see on television or you know as athletes. But I'm also bringing on the show different women that may be a CEO of a company, that may be a vice president, at an engineering company. Like, we need to squash this idea that celebrity women can give us all the information that we want. We need to have a better idea of self and understanding that the woman that's living right next door to you may have some information or inspiration to share with you if you just start up a conversation. And for so long, ladies, we tend to have these girl chat conversations amongst ourselves. So I'm bringing that girl chat right here to the mic. Let's step up. Let's talk about it. Let's discuss all the things that matter to you and I as women. Listen, I don't know about you all, but 2018 had me exhausted. Now, I am so happy the holidays is coming. You're probably thinking, why were you exhausted? Baby, do you not see what has been going on in our country? Listen, I'm not here to just only talk about politics and issues that affect women. I'm here to just say that self-care for us as women is so important. Like, I was mentally just drained this whole year because it always felt like we were on the verge of losing a right for us as women, or legislation was being put out there to change certain things for women, or women were getting criticized about whether it's what we're wearing or how we're speaking to the press about somebody that's in power that's a man. And I kept saying to myself, man, if I'm feeling this way, I know there have to be other women out there. So what did I do? Took it to my girl chat. And just having those in-depth conversations, not only about the election, also about just things that affect you. It was really, really eye-opening for me. So I put it out there to a lot of my girls and I said, look, if we're on She's Got Time, what do you want to talk about? What do you want to hear about? Listen, they said everything from what is it like to be a mom? What is it like to be a mom who maybe a career mom or stay-at-home mom? What is it like to be just a young woman who says, I'm choosing my career first? Maybe I want to freeze my eggs. Maybe I want to get married later on in life. These are all different topics and issues that we tend to keep behind the curtain, but I want to pull them to the forefront because I think that men also can learn something and also be able to communicate with women better when they know some of the issues that we're dealing with and how to process that and how to be an ally and a support instead of just saying, oh, I don't want to know about that. No, you need to know about that because, listen, I don't know about y'all there, but as far as in my household, I know that my husband and I, we communicate, and it's important to do that. So I want to bring all these different topics. I want to tell you the good, the bad, the ugly. I want to let y'all know who needs to take a seat, who needs to take a bow, and who needs to level up and straighten their crown. And at the end of the day, if we can do that, if She's Got Time's able to give you all these different nuggets to help you be inspired, to think of more in depth about the things that are happening around you, to give you confidence to be able to go in there and figure out how to ask for that promotion or how to position yourself in business, I'm here for it. And I'm here for you. So I'm excited about She's Got Time. I'm excited about the opportunity to bring this show to you once a week, and just keep this in mind. So the thing about this podcast for me is it's personal. It means a lot. We talked earlier about the Glossy Posse and the Girls Trip and how a lot of women were inspired by that movie because it really hit home to having kind of that community and having women that you can talk to and converse and really find out what it means to not only be a woman, a career woman, a mom, a daughter, all these different things, but how to support one another. And I think for me, this podcast is my opportunity to communicate and give information, give tools to help women that are out there, because I've been through some things. Obviously, the struggles right now with me of being a career woman, to be a mom, to be a wife. I struggle with everyday issues, but I have that support system. And She's Got Time is a support system for you all to give you everything that you would need to know. And I want to also hear from you. I want to hear your feedback. So you definitely can hit us up on all our social media channels. And here's a few ways you can do it. You can go to our Instagram page, She's Got Time. Leave comments underneath. We want to hear exactly what's on your mind and your comments about how the show was and what you would like to see us do or cover. You also can do that by sending us an email at swingottime@gmail.com. Again, that's swingottime@gmail.com. And don't forget to go to our YouTube channel, She's Got Time. Make sure you subscribe and make sure to tune in every week to this podcast right here, because like I said, it's not about me. We is she and she is me, but we are the ones that's going to have this community build up, lift each other up, and at the end of the day, level up.
Swin Cash, I call her Swin Cash. Swin Cash, I call her Swin Cash.